What are these major or popular mindsets that people have that prevents them from putting themselves out there to speak?
Limiting beliefs, limiting beliefs that somehow, again, people are going to judge them, limiting beliefs indicating that I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy to be here, I don't deserve this. I don't talk about imposter syndrome. If you know who I am in my study and my body of work, imposter syndrome, and I'm not even going to get into all that because I don't want to make anyone upset. I'll save that for another podcast interview where we talk about imposter syndrome. But I talk about imposter inversion, okay? Because imposter syndrome, you're doing everything you're supposed to do. You went to school for X amount of years. You've been working this job for X amount of years, and you're applying what you've learned, but yet you still have this limiting belief. Why? That's not imposter syndrome. You just have some sort of anxiety. You have this feeling as though you're not worthy, or that you shouldn't be in that position, but you are. But you are in that position. You have worked tirelessly to get to where you are today. So again, it's part of the mindset where you hold yourself back. It's that limiting belief system. It also, again, goes to the fight or flight tendencies that human beings that we generally have. And it happens almost instinctively, but you have to be in a position to control it. That's all. The other thing too, sometimes I can't speak that well. I don't have the right vocabulary. My grammar is not that good. Look, it happens to the best of us. It happens to everyone. If I say that's going to be a problem. If you say it once, try to control it. But if you say it once, people get hung up on the fact that they said uh,
Hmm.
look,
Yeah.
but understanding where it comes from, okay, it's called verbal disfluencies, but understanding where it comes from, everyone is different. How you combat that is by being intentional, being in the moment. Slow
Yeah.
down your speaking pace, breathe a little bit, pause a little bit, and give yourself time to be able to process your thoughts in a cogent manner so that way you can articulate whatever it is, whatever message that you're trying to convey to the audience. There's nothing wrong with that. Everybody slips. Look at President Barack Obama, one of the best speakers in the world. I'm not just saying that, but if you
Mhm.
look at statistics and you interview different people, everybody hands down would say yes, he's one of the best speakers in the world. Does he use a lot of filler words? He absolutely does. Does that take away from his intelligence? No. Does that take away from who he is as an individual? Absolutely not. It doesn't. And I think he probably says more filler words than the average person. But
Yeah.
we still don't disconnect from his message because we know that what he has to say is going to be powerful and he's going to be life changing for the most part. Disclaimer: without getting into politics, of course, I hate the fact that I have to say that, but it's true. Without getting into politics, you cannot honestly say, I can honestly say anyway, that I believe that President Barack Obama, is one of the greatest speakers that we have in our time in the world, and you can learn a lot from him. And that's why I also, in my book, the leadership book, I actually talked about President Barack Obama in terms of his communication skills and the framework and the formula that you can actually create just by observing him. So there's nothing wrong. So I'm giving you part of the background in terms of developing your mindset to where you're more confident, because if you look at TED Talks, if you look at people who are speaking, if you study some of the greats that are out there, I'm not saying necessarily to emulate them, but to learn from them, because it can only be one Les Brown. There can only be one Lisa Nichols. There can only be one President Barack Obama, and there can only be one you. There can only be one me, and I have to be authentic and true to who I am while maintaining my authentic voice. I can learn from them and then
Mhm.
use frameworks. That's the key, using the frameworks and actually applying that to who I am as a speaker authentically.